What's up, brothers? Guys, today if I don't have an absolute blaster for y'all, then I don't know if I ever will. The build that we have created is just one-shotting bosses without even getting a crit. Just the base damage alone from this build is just putting bosses on their backside. Like, I'm actually kind of glad that we don't crit, because I'm afraid that if we do, it will just completely crash my game. But before we get into today's video, 97% of you guys that watch my videos are not subscribed, so smash that sub button just to make sure you don't miss any future uploads. I will literally dance for you if you subscribe. But anyways, yeah, like the video, comment down below what you think. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Now, as you can see here, we are wearing the Pilgrim armor set. Not only does this armor set give you max 3000 aura just by how drippy it is, but it's also absurdly broken. Now, this armor set is about 80% of our build. Is going to be 10% the spirit we use, and then the other 10% is unified minds. But our drinks, we're using the Luong bomb, and we're pairing that with the Goji shoots, the Breath of Fire, the Mount Ling Tide seedlings, and the Tiger relic. Now for our weapon and armor, we're using the Jingyu Bang staff, and of course the Pilgrim armor set. We have it upgraded to mythic quality, but to get the damage boost that it has, you don't have to upgrade it to mythic, you just have to wear the 4-piece set. The way this armor works is for each second that you sprint, you get increased attack damage, and it maxes out at 10 seconds, so if you sprint for 10 seconds, then your attack pretty much gets doubled. But carry on, we're using the Goraideo as spirit. You don't have to use a spirit, you can honestly use whatever you want. And we're going to pair that with the Plantain fan. We're using one Thunder Flame seal because this build uses a lot of mana. One Tridacna pendant to lower cooldown of our spells. And Cat Eye beads just for some more crit. We're also using the Immortal Blessing Gore just because this gives you more attack damage. Now for the foundation page, if you have the levels, max out attack, max out mana, max out crit chance, and max out crit damage. I just don't have the levels on this account. Now, if you're using the Pilgrim armor set, always use the Smash Stance with it because they synergize immensely. Now, for this build, we're also going to be using the Ring of Fire. We're going to max that out. That's why we have the Goji shoots in our drink as well, because it'll increase the duration of Ring of Fire. Cloud Step, of course, is going to be maxed out. Go ahead and max out your monkeys. We are going to be using the boys. And in the transformation page, I would just recommend putting a Pointed Cold Edge because it makes your Cloud Step on a lower cooldown. And then you pair that with the first relic, Eagle Eye. It'll make Cloud Step even lower of a cooldown. But the third relic you definitely want in one breath so you can charge a 4-point heavy attack in the Ring of Fire and the Unified Minds on the 6th relic. But yeah, that's the setup. So let me show y'all why this armor set is so overpowered. Now, before we start sprinting, we have 167 attack damage. Now, I'm going to speed this up for y'all, but once you sprint for 10 seconds, your attack damage will go to 334. That is times 2 damage. But if you sprint for 10 seconds and you drink your gourd, you will have 396 attack damage. Now this does get crazier. What you can do is Cloud Step, sprint for about 6 seconds, and then drink, and then charge a heavy, and then while you're in Cloud Step you'll also have about 60% crit. But editing this is about to make my brain explode because I'm not that good at it. But anyways, let's get into some boss fights. Contestant number 1, we have the Stone Vanguard. Now, what makes this armor set so good is that if you die to a boss, then you can just sprint for 10 seconds, run into the arena with a charged heavy attack, and then just start the fight off, bonking them for almost a quarter of their health. But the combo we do here is Cloud Step, drink, use the Pluck of Many, and then we're going to use our fan to stun lock the enemy, run in with Unveiling Strike just for a little bit of damage, and then when he gets into a corner, we're going to use our Spirit. After Spirit has been obtained, we Cloud Step again, drink, and then we're just going to sprint around for a few seconds. We have a 4 focus point heavy attack ready to go, and then we're just going to use a heavy attack. Boing. Now, of course, we didn't run for 10 seconds in our second cloud step, but that's because I'm pretty sure the Pluck of Many would have just soloed the boss, and I wanted to give him a bonk. But anyways, let's look at one more boss. Contestant number 2, we have the Wind Sage of Chapter 2, one of my favorite bosses to fight. Specifically because during my first playthrough, I didn't know about the secret area in this chapter, so I didn't have the wind chime. So I was just beating him with raw stats. It took me about 5 hours, don't want to talk about it. But I know this boss pretty well. Now, with this boss, I wanted to show you because he has different phases. He has a phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Now, if you use this build, you do not want to go all in on a boss that has multiple phases and use all of your mana and all of your resources on phase 1. So what we're doing here, we're just trying to chunk him down a little bit just to get him into phase 2. And then with this boss specifically, once we get into phase 2 and he gets done with all of his shadow, sand, jutsu stuff, then we can go all in and use our combo. So here we're just trying to use minimal amounts of mana and do as much damage as we possibly can. Oh my god. Alright, well, I don't remember hitting him for 7,000 damage with just a cloud step. But that is for sure going to put him into phase 2. But with a boss like this, after this phase, he's going to do like 3 different attacks. And after he does those attacks, then we are going to go all in with our combo. Cloud Step, Drink, use our Pluck of Many, and then use the Fan, and then hit him with Unveiling Strike so that we lower the cooldown of our Cloud Step. And while he's stun locked with the Fan, we're going to run in and set the core Ideo's Spirit down. And then Cloud Step again, Drink, Ring of Fire, charge a 4-point heavy, sprint for a couple seconds, bonk, boss dead. And as you can see here, we put our spirit nowhere close to the boss, which is kind of a problem, but it's fine, I guess, because think. Now with this build, I know the setup and the combo is completely OD. So if you don't want to do all of this extra stuff, honestly, all you gotta do is just use Cloud Step, Drink, and then charge a heavy and just make sure you sprint for like at least 7 seconds. And then go in with the heavy attack and it'll bonk the boss for like 7,000 damage. And it'll lower the cooldown of Cloud Step so you can just keep spamming that. And at that point, you're basically just using an assassin build because the boss will just never be able to hit you when you're in Cloud Step. But yeah, that's the video, you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Leave a like on the video if you did. Comment down below what you think. Always go ahead and subscribe. Gonna have fun with your boy. But that's it for me today, you guys. Y'all have some fun out there. Be safe. Don't do anything too crazy. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.